What's good, everybody? It's your boy D Money, and we on another episode of Design with Me. What we're going to talk about is all the brand apparel pieces available in our collection currently right now. I know in the last few episodes we were only talking about past collections, but I wanted to talk about a current collection right now that we have available. It's not necessarily a collection, but just an assortment or catalog of pieces that we have available in our shop. So go check it out. Make sure that you like this video and subscribe to our channel and keep visualizing your purpose, and stay tuned. Here we go. Everybody sees the finished product, but they don't always see the thought process behind it. Today, we're breaking down the creation of Dreams of Rulers brand apparel concept, the meaning behind it, the design choices, and why the brand represents more than just clothing. This isn't just about fashion. This is about the mindset. This is about ambition. This is about building something completely from nothing. When I came up with the name Dreams of Rulers, I wanted the name to feel powerful. Not in an arrogant way, but in a visionary type of way. A ruler is somebody who leads, somebody who creates direction, somebody who refuses to stay average. And I think a lot of people have dreams that are bigger than their environment. A lot of people, feel stuck, overlooked, and underestimated, but deep down they know they're meant for more. And that's where this concept came from. Because me personally, I've always felt this way since I could see, feel, touch, taste, you know what I'm saying? All the senses. And my mom always instilled belief, faith, and, virtuous skills and tools that we all need in order to, be able to fully chase and, achieve our dreams and goals. So, people building something bigger than themselves, people trying to leave a legacy, every design choice here matches that energy. I honestly came up with the name Dreams of Rulers from my mom when she had gave me a biblical card for one of my birthdays when I was around 6 or 7. And as its definition of my name, Derek, it means the ruler. So it always stuck with me, especially its definition, especially, different kings in the Bible like Joseph and David. So whenever I design something, I don't start with the clothing first. I start with the feeling. I ask myself, what should this brand make people feel when they wear it? For Dreams of Rulers, I wanted it to feel bold, elevated, motivated, and timeless. So before even sketching, before I even came up with any, gathered inspiration, any ideas, or any, references, color palettes, different silhouettes, I looked at how high-end brands created identity without saying too much. A lot of times, the strongest designs are simple, but intentional. That's something I've, been trying to learn more of and, implement more into my designs while, still having a wide color palette, having bold imagery, and, abstract and surreal art. You don't always have to overcrowd a design for it to stand out. One thing I paid attention to was versatility. I wanted these pieces to work in different sets. You can, style something casually, layer them, dress them up, or make them part of your everyday look. That's why I lean toward oversized fits and, unisex concepts a lot. I like apparel that feels wearable for anybody while still carrying a strong identity. The, color choices also matter. Black gives, power. Cream and neutral tones give luxury. Bold colors bring energy. Every color tells a different story. And, comes with typography and graphic placement. Um, like I said, I like to use abstract and surreal designs. A logo placement can completely change how a piece feels. Front center graphics feel loud and direct. Smaller pieces feel more premium and subtle. Um, so while designing, I constantly think about balancing out different imagery, color palettes, and placement. I'm not gonna lie, doing this independently comes with pressure. Sometimes you overthink every design. Sometimes you question if people will understand the vision. Sometimes you compare yourself to brands with bigger budgets and bigger platforms. But one thing I've learned is in this business, execution beats hesitation every time. You can, spend forever trying to make something perfect and never release it. At some point, you just have to trust your creativity and put the work out there. And honestly, every project teaches you something new. Every collection improves your eye. Every episode improves your storytelling. That's part of the process. That's why you gotta love the process. With Dreams of Rulers, the goal isn't just one drop. It's building a recognizable world around the brand, apparel, content, storytelling, visual identity, community. I want people to eventually look at the brand and, instantly recognize the energy behind it. And I think consistency plays a huge role in that. Even, when views are low and even when support feels slow, numbers aren't, as high as a mainstream brand, still got to keep building because brands aren't built overnight. Movement takes time.
like 30 rounds on me. With my niggas till the wheels fall off. Don't tap my ride on me. Gucci slides, Versace rolls.
So that's the breakdown behind the Dreams of Rural Apparel concept. This is only the beginning. I'm excited to, keep evolving the designs and the vision over time. I appreciate everybody supporting the journey, watching the episodes, sharing the content, and believing in the vision. Comment below and let me know what's your favorite part of the process and what type of pieces do you want to see next from Dreams of Rulers, and even, how I design certain pieces and certain collections as well too. Episode 5 with Dreams with Me will have more ideas, more creativity, more behind the scenes, and dream bigger, create bigger, keep building, and visualize your purpose. I'm out.